Yo, Crypto Nation and mining family, what's going on? It is another Saturday. Yo, what's your favorite mining crew out here? You got me, Nemesis, and of course my home doge over here, Crypto McKellen. Yo, we got somebody that's new on the team that's come sliding in on a mining Saturday. It's like so. How long you been mining for, bro?
Oh man, we came in
I'm
late
putting you right on the spot, right away.
2016. Been doing this a while now. Started with a single Polaris RX 580 that I put together on my carpet like a moron. So, come from humble beginnings.
Right. So when was the startup time for you? You in the 17?
Basically, I mean, I ordered everything. I had my first rig going just in time for Christmas in 2016. Single GPU and started.
So you caught it a little bit even earlier. Damn.
Yeah, I came in at a really good time, I think.
Hells yeah.
So, but yeah,
Even before me.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. You know, I just I started as a nice little hobby. You know, like, hey man, this is cool. Like, found out when the Bitcoin boom started going on. That's what really brought me into the scene. You know, I was like, I don't know what this is, but I'm going to max out my credit card and buy as much of it as I can.
I don't know what it means, but I love it.
Wrote it up and sold somewhere around 15K, I think. Paid off all my credit cards, had some money left over, and that's when I started researching and found out, you know, what it is, like what the project was, you know, more about Bitcoin, and in fact, it was something other than Bitcoin, you know. And then got into the mining scene, and I wasn't really much of a miner. I mean, I was just kind of a hobby miner. You know, I had a handful of cards. I think my peak in 2017, I had maybe 10 cards, pretty much all 580s mining Ethereum.
And back then you're making bank on Ethereum, not
yeah.
not dollar wise,
but yield
wise. Your yield.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy how much you could. I mean, how much I was actually earning in ETH. I mean, back then I didn't think anything of it because I was still on the fiat system. So, you know, I didn't think in terms of, ooh, how much crypto can I stack?
Hodl.
I was still thinking, oh, well, how many dollars am I going to make doing this? It wasn't until probably the very beginning of 2020 when I lost my job because COVID came along. I was working in the print industry. And when COVID came along, it pretty much just decimated my industry overnight. I mean, print just went away, just poof. And at the time, I had about 35 graphics cards running. I was making a nice little, probably about $25, $30 a day at the time, you know, off of it. And that's when I really started asking myself, I was like, how can this scale? I was like, I'm a residential miner, you know, how can I scale this in a way that I don't ever have to work again? So that's where I've been coming from. I haven't worked since then. I took all my unemployment and everything else I got and spent it. Blew
YOLO, you only live once.
And they were throwing money at me hand over fist. You know, we were getting all those.
No, holy cow! Because my industry my company used fucking COVID as an exit. It was their way of not having to declare bankruptcy. So I worked for Pep Boys, and they shut down my. I worked I was the assistant commercial parts manager, and they shut my department down.
Like, what, 75% of the stores they shut them down?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was making more on unemployment after the Fed started.
Oh my god!
Than I was.
It's funny how that worked, right?
So I was literally.
It was like fucking $5,000 fucking every month. I was like, oh my lord.
I went from the beginning of 2020, I had 35 GPUs. By the end of 2020, I was sitting at about 132 GPUs. And then January happened, 2021. And that was when everything took off like a bat out of hell. And I had 2 orders on. I had 36 GPUs on order at the time, and I mean their price. They appreciated before I even got them. Like they were worth 4 times what I paid for them by the time UPS dropped them on my doorstep. And I mean that's when Ethereum miners, I had like just shy of 2 gigahash on Ethereum, and we were looking at like, I mean, you're talking like $400-500 days when the gas fee, before EIP 1559 shit on everybody's parade. There was some pretty nice days in there, and I just couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, man,
oh my
this
God. It's wild when you see that you inside of 2 months, a year or two ago, you basically made a yearly salary for somebody that they would kill for. Here you are clearing, fucking 24K, and you're like, oh my Lord.
Well, and 2021 was a big year where there was a lot of talk, like from all the crypto YouTubers, solo mining, solo mine this, solo mine that. It suddenly became this huge topic, and the hobbyist miner on their roundtable, they even talked about it, like why, after the difficulty going sky high, did we suddenly start talking about solo mining, all these different projects? But I thought it was funny because on my Twitter, I had people asking me all the time, well, why don't you try it? So I took my 2 gigahash in August of 2021. This wasn't that long ago. And for 45 days, I did nothing but solo mine Ethereum with just 2 gigahash, because I was like, well, let's see what happens. And I managed to score 2 blocks in that time frame. So I ended up with like 4.5 Ethereum in a 45-day period when I was only supposed to earn like 1.8 or something like that. And I was like,
but I mean, the way that I always look at it like that is, so you're seeing the pool, what the pool fee was behind your what you were earning through pool mining versus solo mining, and it's like, and then everything else is within margin of error, in my opinion. When it comes down to solo mining, like 9 times out of 10, like from all the calculations that I've done, you end up breaking even.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not advocating people to solo mine. I'm just saying that it worked out well for me. It will not necessarily work out well for anybody watching.
Yeah, but to me, a 0.2
literally gambling.
A 0.2 ETH is within a margin of error. So you basically would have mined the same. In my opinion, you could have potentially have mined the same amount on a pool, and then just had a regular payout. But at the same time, you could have hit a jackpot and hit 6 blocks in that time. Well,
you bet your sweet skippies at the end of that 45-day period, I decided to go back to the pool. So, that tells you right there how much.
It's the consistent payout, basically, when you're not big enough to muscle the solo mining.
Yeah, I'm a residential miner. I've got electric to pay. I could have went that whole 45-day period and made nothing, not a dollar. And, that's pretty common. I think, DJ Mines actually.
I was about to say the same thing. It's like he just did it with almost 3 gigahash for a month.
And he was getting donations of hash.
Didn't hit a single block. Single one.
I saw him on Twitter a few times at like 13 gigahash.
Yeah, people were donating him hash.
And he still did
to bump up his luck and everything. And a whole month of nothing. Sucks.
Right. So I mean, if you have $1,000 a month bill for electric, let's say, guess what? That coming out of pocket.
Especially if you're like living on that check, and then you're like, oh yeah, here I gotta pay my electric bill. Crap, I didn't make any coins this month.
Right.
Oh crap, I got rent. Oh no.
Like, I shouldn't have solo mined. Why did YouTube talk me into this shit?
Okay, so full disclosure, I do work on the Discord for minerpool.org. It's a Flux Raven pool mostly.
Yep.
And they Son of a Tech did a video a while back, about a month ago, about solo mining Flux, and he had like a single 3080 rig or something on Flux, and he hit up like a block every day. And this was, Flux was still a little higher in price. And our solo pool went from like 42K souls to like 250K souls. And my fingers couldn't get a break because I had people in Discord every like 30 seconds, like, what am I doing? How do I do this? how much money am I going to make? And I'm sitting there and I was like, none. I was like, you
got no guarantee, mofo.
I was like, difficulty just shot up like, 10K. And I was like, and you've got 400 souls.
Oh, yeah. And the first thing, son of a Tucky's like, man, I kind of regret saying anything about this.
I mean, it happens every time. Like like even Red Panda, he'll occasionally pop out and do a solo vid.
I mean, you see some of the big YouTubers, unless they're straight shilling, they don't talk about what they're directly mining until they're done mining it.
It sucks.
Well, I mean,
it hurts their profit. It hurts everybody, especially people that come into it. They're like, "Oh, he's mining. Well, I'm going to mine it too because he's mining it." And then they get into it and they're getting burned because them and all, however many subscribers that just joined in on the pool, they're all getting burned too because they all joined at the same exact freaking time and flood the hash rate of the pool. Slows down block times. Slows down blocks for that pool, and you're like, why am I not getting paid? Oh, now I'm doing solo mining too. Why am I not getting paid on that? Well, it's kind of luck anyway on solo mining, just for that. But now that all of you are here at the same time, it's not happening.
Right. Luck just shot through the roof. You need a lot of it.
It's interesting when you see those videos, because if you're actively mining the project that the videos are like highlighting, you're sitting there like, maybe I should like move to something that isn't being like hyped right now that way, because I know that hash rate's going to have to come from somewhere, so it's like, where is this hash rate coming from, so I can put my hash rate there until these people give up and go back.
Right. I know, it's like they're in the bear market in 2018. I left a whole bunch of stuff sitting on ETC, and everybody's like, "Oh, you're an idiot!" And I was just like watching the coin go up and up and up from how many I was getting per day, and I was like, "Yeah, I like this. People are afraid, don't want to touch it. I'm gonna stay right here." And everybody's sitting there going, "What should I mine? We're in a bear market." And I'm like, "Wrong question. Can't answer that. Sorry. Please come again."
I mean, the biggest disconnect, I think, for me, because it was always
this is Bandbox protocol.
Oh hell, Yashnik, I'm lucky you're not in here, because every time you're on this stream, I have to point my whole farm to Aeon. Every time. I don't know why. It just happens. Because I like to see my hash rate be like huge for just the duration of the stream. Watch, he's gonna ping the link here. Hang on. But oh man, I just got sidetracked. Damn it, Yashnik.
Oh.
Okay, so now the disconnect. So when I first got into crypto, I always say like I was fiat based. I was used to working my 9 to 5. I was used to getting paid in cash, or direct deposit, and then you get into crypto, and crypto is different. Because a lot of people focus on the dollar amount. They want to know how many dollars they're making. They don't pay attention to necessarily how much crypto they're stacking. They want to know how much that's worth in the US dollar.
Yep.
And now that I'm like completely into the crypto scene, it's now my full-time gig. Here I am with the backwards thinking, because now I'm like, the US dollar is really kind of a nuisance to me, because I have to convert.
The OG shit. It's an OG shit coin.
Exactly.
Got to convert the precious bit into dollars to pay some bills, and you're like,
because I mean,
every time I do it, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, no, it feels disgusting is the only way I can describe it.
The slogan that I've been following as of more recently is like a little trend that's been coming off of that off of crypto Twitter,
ban chicken wings,
which is which is something that even a heavily armed clown says too, which is get on zero. Get on $0, guys. It's not financial advice, but I just don't want anybody to get burned with a shitcoin.
She's like, like 5 minutes before we started, she's like, "Are you hungry?" And I was like, "I'm always hungry." She's like, "Chicken wings?" I was like, "Oh man, you're going to get me in trouble."
Be like, "A skinny guy with a hollow leg. Bro, I'm hungry."
Paying fiat, yeah.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, fiat's getting scary right now. I mean, it really is. I mean,
It's Russia's fault now. It's no longer it's not COVID's fault anymore. It's not transitory. It's permanent, and it's now because of Russia.
I know they keep conjuring a new enemy. Is what's happening.
They've gotta have the Fallout guy. It's not the new enemy. They've just got to be like, oh, don't get me. It's not us, guys. It's not us. It's that guy. Go get him. It's like the one meme I've got, right? It's got this king standing up on top of his balcony, looking over his people, and they're pissed, right? Half of them's got pitchforks, half of them's got torches, and the court advisor walks up to me. He's like, dude, you want this to go away? All you got to do is convince the pitchfork people that the torch people want to take away their pitchforks, and you got to get the torch people to think that the pitchfork people want to take their torches. Divide and conquer. That's what we're seeing. That's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing that misdirection. And, hey, it's not us. It's Russia wanting to start World War III. It has nothing to do with that. Russia doesn't want NATO, aka the United States, at his southern border. That would be like Russia having like some kind of partnership with Mexico. How quickly would would America go invade Mexico? Be like, yeah, this is ours now.
Nope, sorry, can't have that.
Right.
Like, remember Texas? You're next, Mexico.
I mean, like the United States is perfect. We have to our southern border. We have really nice Mexican people sprinkled in with the most corrupt gangbangers in the world. And then we've got compliant Canada that will do anything that the United States says.
Yeah, no, they're Canada.
And Canada's cool being blamed for shit. I mean, so
I can't believe some of the stuff that Canada's done here recently. Like, I was absolutely floored that it happened in Canada of all places, because I was like, you got to be kidding me. I was like,
and they've just made the biggest use case for Bitcoin in Canada, because out of everything they didn't relinquish the fact that they now can seize bank accounts at will. They never relinquished that. So now you say something out of line, they can just be like, yeah, good luck trying to eat and pay your bills.
Yeah, I'm sitting there and I was like, we've seen time and time again that if you're trusting a central authority for your funds, for your lifestyle, I was like, and you think that the rules that they created protect you, you're foolish, because they can change the rules at will. They own you, they own the currency, and if you're utilizing their bank to store your currency,
man, if I was up in Canada, I would be going as far north into that Yukon as humanly possible, and then just make a shed with no windows, and the rigs will never be hot. You can just take all the fans off. Be like, hey, yeah, our Antarctica's over there, eh? We can just go walk to Antarctica, eh? Don't you know? So, what's your guys' on to mining stuff?
Oh yeah.
What you guys have you guys looked into that 4090?
I've looked into how much electric it uses.
Yeah.
I don't even understand how gamers are gonna use a 4090.
I can do it in mine right now, and I built my computer a few years ago. I have a 1200 watt power supply. I'm good to go.
Well, yeah, but I mean, most of the guy. I mean, I'm just going to say this: most people buy pre-builts
No,
when
no,
they get
no,
in.
no, no, no. Your novice gamers that are more console gamers than they are PC gamers happen to making the switch over to PC will buy those, or people who are too afraid to build their own are gonna buy those.
Yeah.
Your real enthusiasts are gonna be the ones that are gonna be building their stuff.
The computer gaming enthusiasts is still I want to say a minority of the market, though. Just like with crypto, miners are a minority of the market, just because of the nature of things.
There's more people that will buy. A lot of people will buy a pre-built for the base parts that they need, and then they upgrade from there.
But I mean, I would probably say, with safety, that the average gaming PC is probably packing a 600 to a 750 watt power supply.
But that's with the standard that we have now. Moving forward, the 4090, you're not gonna, no company out there, none, is gonna want to sit there and put a gaming PC together and have it either catch fire or just be a failure. Right, you don't want that. That will kill off any pre-built company that does that. So with that being said, I'm going to hope that the pre-built people are smart enough not to kill off their business by putting out a cheap, shitty product. But with that being said, they're already coming out with the rumor is that the first generation of the 4090 will be utilizing the GDDR6X memory, and then at some point in time, they are almost done with the research and development on the GDDR7 modules.
Yeah, the 600 watt TGP.
Yep.
Is confirmed. That's what the 4090 is going to pull.
So
600 watts.
With the mathematics on it, it looks like, give or take, it should be about 450 watts. I'd say about 380 to 450 on the wattage, and you should be right around 175 mega hash on Ethereum. Or Ethereum Classic.
See, CPUs is where I have not really dug too far into CPU mining because it's never really been worthwhile unless you can find the parts.
Oh, okay. So the way that I look at that argument is, if you are already mining on a mining rig and the CPU is already on, you're already burning the electricity. Why not have it pay for the electricity it's burning?
Oh no, none of the open air rigs I ever ran had a CPU that was even worth mining on.
I still mine on all my Intels, and I've got the old H110 boards with the Celeron G3950s in there.
Yeah, like
I'm
the
fucking mining on. Yeah, I'm mining the fuck out of them. Shit. It's like I look at them. I'm like, you're on. You're gonna earn your keep, damn it. Okay. Make me some privacy, damn it. Give me that Monero.
Oh, you have all yours pointed to Monero? Well, the reason I brought it up was because if the 4090 is estimated 600 watts, I mean, for gamers, they're probably going to see close to that figure because gaming and mining are a little bit different. Obviously, we look for efficiency, not necessarily just pull out as much electricity as we can pull.
You're gaming at 100%.
Right. That's why I'm
TDP.
thinking that they're going to be in the high 300 to mid 400 on the mining side is where I'm thinking.
Yeah. They're intense gamers. They'll overclock it, not undervolt it. They're overclocking it.
So let's just assume
they're pushing it further.
Let's just assume they're in that 500 to 600 watt category. Realistically, what is the if they pair that with like a modern i9 or the AMD equivalent, what total power draw are you looking at? Because I'm not familiar with what an i9 would draw, like one of the 10K series or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what that'll draw under load.
It tells you, but I don't know.
Because I'm just curious as to like what that rig is actually going to require power supply wise to function, you know, when you're gaming, because you're talking a 600 watt GPU. I assume
Let's see, an i9 8700K is just the first thing popped up, and it has a TDP of 95 watts. Sorry.
Oh, okay, so that's not terrible.
An i9 1290K has a TDP of 125 watts with turbo power of 240 14 watts. Jesus. That is
it's
disgusting.
like I've got a couple of 5950Xs.
I would never ever use that.
I got a couple of 5950Xs. I've got a 2700X. I've got a 3950X.
Okay,
I've got my Threadripper, so I'm fucking mining away, dude.
If you were gaming on a 4090 with an i9 29HX or you know whatever this new CPU,
I'd put it with I would if I was gonna pair it up with something.
you'd need like a 1200 watt power supply.
That's what I already have. I already have a 1200 watt. I've had a 1200 watt for 3 years.
And if you're running that newer i9, you know you're water cooling it. You're not running it on a stock air cooler, so you got to factor in all of those fans and.
I was running, I'm running a Threadripper, so I knew I was going to be. My Threadripper mining is 180 watts, plus the water system, the custom water loop that I have on there from EK. It's like, yeah, this thing fucking it uses all the juices.
That's right, Ashley. He's a wee.
Well, Doom Miner, I don't want to say that CPU mining is a waste of time and money because that depends on your power.
I wouldn't go specifically building for CPU mining right now. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't do that. But if I'm building a rig out to build a rig, like full 6-card rig, I'll put in a decent-ish CPU if it's not going to break the bank. Something that's super crappy and low core.
Here's my idea on that. So
just let's say fill it out. Make it okay.
This is my idea on that. So if I've got a mining rig, my CPU is idling while it's mining. It's got low usage on the CPU just for the PCIe lanes connecting outward, but it's relatively really mild on the CPU. So let's say you're utilizing 25 cents worth of power while it's just sitting there pretty much doing nothing, right? If you sit there and you can start mining on it, let's say it's now making 35 cents. I mean, yeah, granted, 10 cents ain't a lot, but at least it's idling for free. Unless your power is outrageous per kilowatt. And I'm talking, 10-ish, 11-ish cents a kilowatt hour. You're starting to hit that cusp of where your profitability really lies anyway.
According to
dollar-wise.
Yeah. According to Tech Power Up, Yashnik, he wants to know if the new 4090 will use the 12 pin. Because that's his question. According to Tech Power Up, it states yes.
It is going. That is going to be PCIe Gen 5 standard moving forward, guys. It is capable of handling 600 watts.
Tech Power Up says it's still going to be on PCIe 4.0.
Yeah. Yep. Because nobody's really utilizing it. Yeah. It's almost it's almost like with all these CPUs with these it's like with all these CPUs with the multi-cores, right? Unless you're doing workstation stuff, you don't need many cores. You really, really don't. And all of these programmers, game developers, software engineers, they're inventing ways to be able to utilize all the available cores there for anything. And they're still struggling on it. I mean, I'm a Threadripper lover, and AMD just took away my Threadripper. Threadripper, for the enthusiast like myself is end of life. The 3950X WX is going to be the last one, because the Threadripper is now going Threadripper Pro, which will be proprietary equipment like Lenovo, which, if you guys don't know the bullshit behind that, they are completely locked to the motherboard. They enable a function on the motherboard, and you can't sit there and take your chip out and put it into another fucking motherboard, even if it's the same Lenovo style. And when it locks, it short circuits a little fuse inside the CPU that cannot reverse it.
Yeah, they're pretty bad about that. It's a horrible thing, but sometimes it's good if you don't want.
I understand if you're an enterprise grade and you don't want theft.
I use Lenovo, but I'm particular about what I use it for and what I'm using that Lenovo device.
I love the Lenovo security. Lenovo's got the best security out there on chip. But this one is
they're picky.
Yeah, this one sucks.
Overpriced Lenovo. They are overpriced.
Yeah.
They're very basic run of the mill stuff, man.
Oh my god, yeah, and Lenovo treats it like we're the gold standard. It's like, what?
I run all my Lenovo laptops anytime I get one. I run Linux on them anyway. But I love that Lenovo actually has like direct support with Ubuntu. Whenever you install Ubuntu on your Lenovo laptop, but there is a splash screen built into Lenovo that says that flashes the Ubuntu. Like it says Ubuntu at the bottom of Lenovo splash screen. It's cool as shit because they know, and it works flawlessly.
Right.
All the gestures work. They knew what they were doing.
Yep.
And it runs so much faster. It's not as much of a piece of garbage. Actually
I like their admin level security on the hard drive and the BIOS.
Yeah, man, don't mess with that stuff. You don't know what you're doing.
Oh, you can lock yourself out in a hot minute.
I have a Lenovo laptop that was owned by a family member that they were messing with some BIOS stuff, and it's locked. Like I can't even mess with it.
Nope, because it's locked in the BIOS chip. It's like.
Yep.
You would have to have the these special cables to interface with it, and it's still a crank
You got to short circuit it. You had to short circuit the chip itself, but you run a chance of short circuiting the board if you do that.
Yep. It's amazing stuff. Amazing. But yeah, I'm curious on what that the 4090's output though. From the way that it looks like. I would say right off the bat, though, 175 mega hash on Ethereum. What's your guys' thoughts on the hash rate? You think it's going to be higher, lower?
170 is pretty decent. I mean, for what I'm looking at right now, you're looking at TDP 450 watts, suggested 850, memory bus 384. Bandwidth 1018.
Oh, and there's a caveat
base
to
clock.
This. There's a caveat. So when they do switch, whenever they do implement the GDDR7, they're 2 gigabyte modules.
Yeah, per chip.
Which means that you put 24 gigabytes on one side of the PCB. You can actually cool down the memory with active backplate cooling, because it's still going to be a flip chip design, which puts all the heat to the PCB, which is fine when you're not running another set of modules on the back.
Exactly, you got to get the heat away.
Yeah.
Base clock, you're looking at 1815, boost clock of 1925.
Doom Miner, from what I'm seeing from some of the leaks that I've seen, I mean, it's not 100% confirmed, but it does not look like the 4090 is going to be LHR. Neither is the 3090 Ti. People are thinking the 3090 Ti is going to be LHR'd, and they did not make a new chip for this.
Your memory clock is looking 1325 megahertz with a 21.2 gigabits per second effective rate, which is really high.
Oh my god, yeah,
really high.
So if I had to take a long shot on this, there's a potential that you can get a properly binned chip and maybe get 200 mega hash.
TSMC 5 nanometer.
Like a Kingpin 4090 should hit like, you know, fucking 200 mega hash. Boom, baller. What up, teams?
Yeah, that's all the information I really see on Tech Power Up anyway.
Yeah.
170 is probably a pretty good bet.
Yeah.
Probably
That's the one. That's what it looks
400-ish watts.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like low 400 watt-ish range. But it's
I
not.
like these 12-pin ideas, though. I mean, if you can have multiple 12 pins on a single thing, I mean, you're only running one 12-pin that's capable of what? 600 watts, right?
Yeah. That's what they're going to rate. The 12-pin is going to be a 600 watt standard, which means that it should be capable of handling 1,000 watts.
If mining is still alive in like 4 years, dude, mining rigs will be so simple.
But like I remember the days where there was 10 cables to get around here. Here we are with one.
Exactly. You got one cord going to the PS, going to the GPU. Each GPU,
right?
And a 6-card rig, only using 6 cables. You know, your risers
getting power is getting power off the motherboard because it's that good.
Something stupid. It's gonna be the simplest thing in the world in like 4 to 5 years, if mining's around by then.
Man,
I'm hell of a server computers though.
I'm still fucking like kind of going, man. I'm afraid of the pricing. You know, it's going to be over $3,000 per card.
Expensive.
Oh yeah, it's going to be easy over 3 G's a card.
Question for the ignorant here, because I'm not overly familiar with the 12-pin connector that's going to be coming out, but that's going to render both the current ATX power supplies won't be able to handle that, and I'm assuming server power supplies will be at a similar disadvantage.
No, because they'll make a Gen 5 standard adapter.
Okay.
Which is what they're currently giving out as of now, because nobody has adopted the Gen 5 standard yet.
Right, it's two 8-pins.
Right.
2 8-pins to single 12-pin.
Because
the adapter is anyway.
All the power supplies that I currently employ, like all my open air stuff, I used to have the breakout boards and things like that. But since I've moved off to server cases, everything's kind of like the Bitmain style, where you've just got 6 pins feeding out of the back.
Yeah, you can do it that way, or there's still some of them that are like they're hot swappable, like the Octominer. Those are hot swappable PSUs.
Yeah.
And it's got a breakout board that everything slides into.
Yo, Tanes.
I'm gonna try. If I've got a chance, I'm gonna do my 3090 build with my Octominer tomorrow.
I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do. I've got all my open air hardware still, and I really don't know what I want to do with it, because I went all in on these server cases to replace everything, and now I've got all this
benches.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm looking at right now. I've got probably 150 plus risers sitting in a box, and at least a dozen or so motherboards. I've got some old Zotac B150s that I got for like $20 on eBay. You know, I'm just sitting here looking at all this stuff. I could have sold
vintage.
it. Vintage. At the same time,
retro hardware, man.
No sooner than I sell it, I'm going to be like, oh, I could have used that for this. I'm a crypto hoarder now. I'm not even a miner anymore. I'm just a hoarder. I've still got frickin' P106 93 gig cards running on Flux.
Oh yeah. Hey, if it still hashes, it's not going in the trash. But if
Right,
they don't
right.
hash, it's going in the trash.
Well, some of those
Sometimes.
mining specific cards were able to be re-BIOS flashed, and there was more available memory on them.
Yeah, the P104s were
Yep.
one of the models. I've got
Yeah,
quite a few.
those were listed as 4 gig, but they were truly 8.
The only problem I have with the P104s is the
And then there was one that had a 3 gig that was really a 6 gig.
controllers.
Yep.
Well, I don't know because I have P106s that are
those are 3 gigs.
gigs.
Yeah, some of those, not all of them. You have to look up your model, but some of them were 6 gig.
Interesting.
Yeah, but you'd have to do your research on that one. Not all of them were like that, and
I have quite a few.
I thought all of them were until somebody was like, no, check out this is my model number, and I looked it up and I was like, well, I'll be damned, that's an early one. So the early ones were definite 3 gig.
Yeah, I had a lot of people asking me because, like, for a while I was blitzing through cards. I was buying everything, and they're like, well, why aren't you buying for efficiency? And I was like, well, 1, my electric is really cheap. 2, we're in the middle of a bull run. And 3, I want to hit capacity before I worry about efficiency. Once I'm at my capacity, then I'll start worrying about how effectively I'm using my electric.
So funny story about that one. Like I hooked up these two kingpins, and I forgot which PDU I had it plugged into, and it was plugged into the same PDU with my S9. And so it's sitting there mining away for like 20 minutes, and I got my fuse panels like right behind me. I hear pop. I'm sitting here thinking, because like my back 2 bedrooms, they're sharing a 20 amp, and my wife's kid, and he starts running everything in his bedroom like it's an apartment, and he pops the 20 amp, and then I'm like, well, I got a 30 amp in there now. He shouldn't be popping that. So I go up there, tested all the breakers. I'm like, oh, it's my miners. So I pop my head around the corner, and I see that the 3090 rig's off. I'm like, oh, I probably should figure out why it did that. And I saw that it was all plugged in with the S9. I'm like, oh, you're not going to be happy about that. Let me move you over here.
Let me move you before I turn that back on.
Right. I think I'm going out to Oklahoma on Monday for is going to help my power situation a little bit here.
Yeah, I still need to either build some.
Man, are we gonna do any live streaming while I'm out in Oklahoma?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I got a live stream anyway on Wednesday, so
you're
just gonna have to forcibly be there for all the DeFi-ness.
Oh,
you're just gonna have to sit there and listen and talk about DeFi and.
Man, you got a little bucket, right?
Yeah, I'll give you a little vomit bucket so you can throw up in it while I'm talking about it.
Oh yeah, be like, oh god, I can taste that one.
Yeah, man. We'll do that from here, but I want to stream from an unknown location,
undisclosed location.
But
we
could see it would have to be from like phone streaming.
It could, and my phone handles it.
Yeah, mine. Maybe my phone does all right there.
Yeah, my phone will handle it, and I can bring.
No, it's just data wise, like in the location, it's kind of like. Real iffy spot.
Well, I did that one where I was walking outside and I was like kind of like away from everything, and I was doing pretty good. I was actually surprised. I was like, "Sorry guys, if I lose you," everybody's like, "You're doing good," and I'm like, "Oh shit."
Yeah. Data should have been fine though. I was streaming to you.
Yeah. You looked all crispy to me.
Wasn't too bad.
So an undisclosed location that might be like headquarters for something.
Maybe a headquarters for specific stuff, yeah.
Yeah, for specific stuff and things. We'll let the Patreon people know first.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So if you really want to know behind the scenes knowledge like this that we're FOMOing you into, and we know you want to know now because we're talking like this, so you're like in the back of your brain, you're like, I've got to know. You got to join the Patreon. Links down below, guys.
I gotta know.
You got to know. Patreon link down below. Get into the mining tier, $25 tier. YOLO.
YOLO. Yeah, it'll be
It might be beneficial to you to join the Patreon. I mean,
it'll be a hell of a fun trip.
We might be providing like some huge value to the Patreon people first. Something huge. Am I out of context with that, Mikkel?
No.
Okay, cool.
Nope.
Uno momento, guys.
Go do the helps.
Right. There's like 3-phase, right?
Yeah, 3-phase. Beautiful 3-phase. Such a good deal. Oh, giggity. He had to turn his camera off so he can get giggity all over himself.
Got the wobbly knees now.
Wobbly knees. That's you for the $45 tier. Well, that's okay, Goblin. We still love you regardless.
Right.
We still love you regardless, buddy.
Right.
Yeah, it'll be fun, man. I'm interested. I'm interested to see what's gonna happen on Monday, and then let the rest of the week
there might be like an in-person high five. Yo.
An in-person. I'll be like, what's up, DCA Venture? And then it'll be like this, and then like,
yo.
It's a high five. Yep. I know I have a video launching on Monday morning on my personal channel going over lowering watts on a 6700 XT because I had dropped that wattage down to 111 watts.
On which card?
6700 XT. 111 watts sitting at 47 mega hashes.
I know. I'm actually kind of disappointed with the 6700 XTs and the 6800 XTs. Really.
Yeah. The 6700's been okay. At first, it was power hog. It wouldn't pull anything less than like 180 watts. It was just ridiculous. I had to use more power tool in order to unlock my watts and be able to drop them. And then even then, at first, it still wouldn't go as low as it is now. But now it seems to want to be able to go low. And so now it's sitting at 111 watts, which is really low. Everywhere else you go to get like numbers for your hash rates is 140.
Yeah, I'm 140 on my 6800 XT all day long. It will. I haven't played with it since like the last few updates, so there might be something in there that might be able to help me. But yeah, every time I try to like get the watts to drop, I mean, playing with the SoC chip, playing with the core, every which way to get that sucker to drop, because like especially with the Gigabyte 6800 XT, if you don't control wattage, you have runaway temperatures on it. Bad.
Yep. One thing I don't like about the 6700 is that you can't play with the memories. Like the memory timing, it's nothing. Like you don't get to do much with it. It's just kind of is what it is. It's just kind of
Yes, that's why the XTs you weren't really. It was the non-XTs that you're able to play.
Well, I mean, like even on like the 5000 series, you could you could edit your your timing straps and everything, and you could pull some performance out of it.
Right.
6000 series, yeah, you can't do that.
No.
But I mean, they're pretty much tapped out on performance. What they could
but
for
man,
what they have.
The 6600 XTs, dude.
Oh my god, those are pretty efficient cards, man.
Yeah, 50 to 55 watts for 32.5 mega hash. Oh.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
dang good efficiency.
it's stupid awesome. You're
Yeah, I wish we
talking
could find a little bit cheaper, but
62 to 64 mega hash for 2 of them for 100 watts, basically. 110 watts.
that'd be nice. That's for sure. Is for sure.
Oh yeah, DogeLord DCA team is planning something epic for the community. Everyone on the team is going to be doing something, training, Patreon, to figure out what's going on before everyone else. Yo, yes, you gotta join it. All the behind the scenes knowledge is there. FOMO into it. Do it now.
Do it now.
Do it
guys.
now. Get in the chopper.
I got one with pink eye in both eyes, double ear infection.
Oh,
and
roughing it, man.
Another one with a UTI, and then another one who's getting the pink eye from the one who has pink eye.
Nice.
Oh yeah, we're passing it all around.
The house of fun. Jeez, man. Yeah, that's 33.33 mega ashes on his Red Devil 6600 XT 50 watts.
Yep, my Red Devils are right there.
Yep. They're nice cards, man.
I've got my Red Devils right there. I've got a couple of my Azuses are right there.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
I don't have any of the 6600s.
I've been watching these Polaris prices, and I've been like, they're dropping fast.
Yeah, I know. And people are like really stupid about it too, because like you get an 8 GB Polaris card, especially like a 580, and you BIOS mod it, and then you put it into a server case like you already are, and you can take the fans off the GPUs like I did, and they live life very happy. And they only run like 75 watts for 31.5 mega hash.
Yeah, they're great. They're great cars. I'm surprised they're dropping so fast. But
I've been mining on them for years. And
well, it's not so much the 580s. I mean, have been holding value decently well. But it's like the higher end, like the Vegas and the 5700 XTs. I've been seeing those.
The Vega lineup, people don't like the power hogness of them. And then 2, they're the ones that are plagued with the code 43 issue. And it's a direct cause of the HBM memory. So if you turn off HBM memory after a high load, it heat soaks and you get runaway temps on the HBM memory and the memory dies. That's what happened to Red Panda.
I've stayed away from the Vega lineup just because like I've noticed like even Rave and Hive both have special templates just to use those particular cards.
Yep.
And
it's because of the memory. It's the HBM2 memory.
I don't want to dedicate a rig.
You don't have to dedicate. You can mix them with other AMDs.
So
you just gotta be more conscious of that card.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just
what the difference is, and it's something that Red Panda found out, was you don't just power down a Vega. You tell it to stop mining and you let it idle down.
You gotta slow draw,
Yeah, you gotta let it idle down so that the fan is still spooling and cooling down the cooler as you take the load off, and then you can turn it off, and then Red Panda stopped killing cards.
That's why Vegas loved Linux so much. It's because Linux doesn't have an auto kill. If you go to shut down in Linux and go to you tell your computer just to shut down Linux, it'll shut down in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It won't shut down right away. It'll shut down in 30 seconds. Unless you say shut down now. You have to go into command line. Or you
flick the power.
Shut down. You have to go shut down now. Otherwise, it's going to power down in 30 seconds to give everything time to ramp down.
Right.
And calm down. going full bore and like going 90 miles an hour and turning your car off and see what happens. It's not going to be happy.
Right.
You know
I'm
what I
just
mean?
cleaning the carburetor, I thought.
You can leave it and drive, but you just turn the key off. And then just, try and do anything. You're not turning. You're not moving. You're going 90, but you're slowing down, but you ain't turning the wheel. Power steering's gonna be a bitch. Life won't be easy.
Nope.
Not saying it'll crash, but you definitely increase the chances.
Right.
Even when you hard stop a Vega. You're not saying you're gonna kill it, but you're definitely increasing the chances.
Yeah, I've still got a few holes in my knowledge. There's a few cards that I just haven't tangled with, just because I've enjoyed some Vegas, like Vega 64s. I've enjoyed those. Those are fun cards to play with.
I had some stinky, smelly ones that I've got to play with. That the person like smoked around them. Don't smoke around your cards, please. If you're a cigarette smoker, please don't do it.
Sent those cards back to an abusive owner.
Yeah, where he killed one right in my house as we were like setting the rig up.
I was just like pick it up and just throw it on the ground. Pick it up and pick it back up and try to eat.
Right.
Oh, it doesn't work. Darn, I shouldn't have thrown it on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have chain smoked and blew the smoke right into the GP fan. That probably wasn't
That's
good.
what it looked like he did. Oh my god. It looked like he thought it was like, hey guys, check this out. Because it's a blower card. He's like, look at that, I can shotgun it to you. Hey, I got some weed, dude. Let me shotgun it to you guys.
Watch how cool this looks.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel
It's
bad
like,
sometimes. I'm sitting here and I'll take a hit of the vape or whatever, right? And I'll lean my head this way to like look at my other computer and I'll blow it and it goes like right towards my computer and I'm like, no
stickiness. Get that sticky crap out of here. No.
Quickly trying to like fan it away. Like,
hey, so that undisclosed location you can't vape at.
I know, man. It's okay. I'll take it outside. Be like in like school or something and go sit in my car.
Right.
It's fun to go sit in my car. It's fine. That one gets me. That's cool though. I'm cool with that rule.
Right. Less cleaning.
Less cleaning. Makes for less cleaning anyway.
I don't clean my rigs as bad since I don't smoke cigarettes and like when I used to smoke cigarettes, man, my PC was so nasty. I'd sit here for hours with my cigarette out the side of my mouth, one eye squinted closed because the smoke's traveling up behind my glasses, and I'm like, yep, I'm a hardcore gamer, guy.
I didn't realize just how bad smoking was until I like started smoking in my car. And like, it builds up on your windshield over time.
Yeah.
And finally you're like, man, my windshield's foggy. You're trying to
clean
it off.
And then you get the starburst.
You
get the starburst. You're like, oh, I can't really see now. I shouldn't have touched that.
Like if you ever want like to convince yourself to quit smoking, just smoke in your car. Because eventually you'll be able to like write your name on the windshield and it'll never go away.
Actually, my pocketbook said that, hey, bro. They were like, hey, bro, man, $4.25 a pack, yo. You sure we can afford that out of this back pocket that has no money in it? And I was like, yeah, you make a good point over there.
4 a pack, it's like it's over 7 a pack now, I think.
If you go to Chicago, in Chicago, it is $12 a pack.
That is disgusting.
Yeah, my mom still smokes. I was like, you'd be fucking rich if you stopped.
Terrible.
Right. Want to know what else is terrible? Our gas prices. Gas price is so high, man. It's almost cheaper to call up your local cocaine dealer.
It's cheaper just go Taco Bell.
Right?
Yeah,
$1.50 gas.
The headliner of my car used to be yellow.
Yeah.
Looks like one of those old 80s taxi cabs from New York City.
I've got an old hat that I used to work in mechanics in. And it's got that yellowish white sweat stain.
Yellowish white because it's not just sweat.
Right. It's like nicotine coming out with that, man. I was like, yeah.
He was sweating nicotine.
Oh, yeah. I was a hardcore smoker. Two packs a day, man.
You're ripping.
Oh, yeah. I was smoking them like they were going out of style. Be like, I can breathe when I'm dead.
I still smoke here and there. I've never been a hardcore smoker. I'm just like
I stopped years ago because that's cigarettes or Bitcoin. Cigarettes or an ASIC. Cigarettes or more GPUs. I mean, priorities, dude. Priorities.
Right.
I'm just saying, you know. If you can't afford another GPU, you can't afford anything else.
I know Monday is my my monthly trip to Micro Center to pick out my new NVIDIA GPU.
Oh yeah, the monthly pilgrimage because Micro Center limits you to one every 30 days.
Oh, they dropped the AMD limit, but I'm not going in there to buy that. No, bro, no, don't discredit the 6600 XT. I can get the 6600 XTs for under MSRP usually though. Like I've been able to see them, but I just wave bye bye. I'm like no.
Oh man, they are so. I've got 2 full rigs of them because they're that good. The efficacy on them is off the charts.
Yeah, keeper, kind of a closet smoker basically. I'm the if I'm out with people who are smoking, I'll smoke. But if I'm at home or in my car or around anybody that's like family, I generally don't smoke. So,
I can't even do that anymore. Like I could taste it the next morning, and it's like I don't know what's worse, like heavily drinking and vomiting, and then waking up with that taste, or just going to bed with that. I went to the bar and had a cigarette taste.
Well, like
if
I go out and smoke now, like when I come home, like it's just so. First thing I do is just go take a shower. I'm just like I stink, you know, like. When I used to smoke more often, it didn't bother me.
Because, never does. You're like, oh, I don't stink. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you know, when you become just like a kind of a socially awkward smoker, you know, like I light up and I'm like on the first puff. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I smell this, and I'm like,
I would rather have more mining equipment. I have an addiction that's greater than smoking, way greater than smoking.
I've got to see what they have in stock. I really hope that
I don't even care what they have in stock. Scrap it 3090. Be done with it.
I don't have the budget for 3090 material, unfortunately.
Then DCA into it and go to Micro Center then.
Because I've got probably about a $1,200 budget, so I'm thinking if they have a 3080 in that range, I might.
It's going to be an LHR.
So I'm putting it on Flux anyway.
I don't want. I won't support a card that's like telling me what I can and can't do with my shit. Because if it's throttled on Ethereum, it's also throttled on all other algorithms, and it has been. I've gone through extensive testing on mine, and yeah, I should hit harder.
I mean, I've got the 3060 Ti I bought as an LHR, and it's still. I mean,
if you were going to look at a 3060 Ti and compare that, going, hey, or my 3070. So we'll pick on my 3070. my 3070 is getting 46.5 mega hash, right, for like 135 watts, right? So if you're comparing it to old hardware, like you're like, hey, I've got a few 1080 Ti's I'd like to replace. Okay, a 1070 LHR could fit the bill on that. If you're trying to get into something a little bit more efficient for the same hash rate. But knowing that the only thing you're really doing is a lateral movement at that point to a card that's got a little bit less wattage.
Well, yeah, but I mean, how much are you expecting to pay for a 3080 full hash rate? You know, those things are still going for a pretty decent chunk of change.
What you gonna pay for an LHR card?
I would expect MSRP for a 3080 Ti LHR to be right around the $1,400 range.
So, I was picking up Founders Editions for like $1,100.
Well, I didn't get a call.
Go to StockX.
You know, I have yet to do that. Actually, I have not actually StockX.
Yep.
I got a 3090 from them, and I have the little token to prove it.
Trading cards, handbags. Wait, hang on a second.
They deal with everything. Don't get lost down the rabbit hole. Don't pull a Mikkel. Don't do it.
Oh wait, they got retro.
Bro, they
Jordan.
sell exactly. That is the first thing I said. I said, bro, they got Jordan retro ones. I was like, I was like,
It's right there when as soon as
I was like, go look at the
clicked on it,
3060. And I was like, retro ones. I want a pair of retro ones.
They've got a little of everything there.
Wait, hang on. Here's that's a Founders GeForce.
Love me some retro ones, man.
Yeah, my FE 3080, dude. I get 101 mega hash on it, dude. This fucking FE is
StockX
baller.
is cool, man. I love it. I'm looking for like a couple more 3060s, and the 3060 non LHRs on there aren't worth it for me because all 3060s are LHR to a degree, and the original 3060s aren't really any better than a version 2. So for their higher price, I could just buy an LHR version and still be perfectly fine with it.
Well, the last time I was,
but if I was buying like a 3070 and I didn't want LHR, dude, I'd go there and buy it. That's for dang sure.
like the last time I was in Micro Center, like I was walking by the case, and the case was like bone dry, like it was empty for NVIDIA cards, but they'd had A5000s in the case, and I was like looking at them, and I was like, I don't have that kind of money, but man.
I got tempted the other day because I have a 20% off coupon on EVGA right now still, and they had those B stocks in, and the 3090 on B stock was like $1,500.
Jeez.
And dude, I so tempted.
If it wasn't LHR, it would have been like YOLO. I'll take it.
It was the 3090 though.
Yeah,
you see,
that one.
Expensive.
It was $1,500.
Yeah,
that's still my biggest worry buying the stuff like these 3000 series cards, because I'm like, I think the most I have ever spent on a GPU is like maybe $900, and that to me was like scary, because like I'm gonna take this thing home, I'm gonna drop it, or I'm gonna touch something and it's gonna like, I'm gonna see like a static charge go from my finger into the GPU. I'm just gonna cry.
Oh, there's a funny story with that one.
My most expensive GPU is my 3070 Ti, and it's in my PC right now, and it was almost $900. Almost.
The most expensive ones are my Kingpin 3090s, all three of them.
I imagine just one card, but yeah.
Yeah.
Just the one of them is probably the most expensive. It's the most expensive 3090 you can buy, right?
Yeah.
Is the Kingpin?
Yeah.
There's nothing more expensive than that.
2700 was the one that I bought brand spanky new.
Yeah.
Because I'm just, it's point of
But
failure.
that gets like 128 megahertz for 298 watts.
like if I like, because like in honesty, I bought a load of cards like a couple months back, and I was setting them on the rack, and because I was loading a server case, and for some reason I don't remember why, but I like bumped the rack, and in my idiocy I had the cards vertically stacked.
Oh man!
And the 1060 just teeters and just falls off the rack and just smashes into the ground. And my heart sank. I was like, "There is no way it's coming back from that." And sure enough, it damaged the board enough that it wasn't usable. And I was like, man, I literally just watched money fall from the sky and shatter on the floor. And I was like,
it's like when you drop your phone and like the screen cracks, and like it's like. Only when it cracks is like whenever you watch it happen, like the most slow motion possible. It's like you watch it hit the ground, you watch it flip, the light hits your screen guy. Just right, and you see all the cracks. And it flips back over on the back, and you're like,
you see, I was a weird one in high school. I guess I played a lot of hacky sack. So anytime I've dropped my phone, I do a hacky sack stall with my shoe, and I catch it. I took off.
And you just pumped it across the room.
Oh yeah, no. I'm really good about it. And I did it right after one day. I took the case off, and it slipped right out of my hand with no case on, no otter box. And I watched it tumble and flip through the air, and I'm like, "Go gadget foot!" and caught it. I'm like, "Got it."
I got your same problem, Keeper of the Code. I don't have many micro centers either. So, all I have is Best Buy.
I got two by me. I don't understand it. Why I have two near me.
I'm gonna pose this because I really don't know, because I've never tried this. But like, who was it? Nefarious used to go on like road trips, like from micro center to micro center to get up cards. I thought they were like all interconnected. Like if I go to one and buy a card. No. So you can.
Nim's done it too.
I was going to the one micro center buying something, and then going to the other micro center because I've got two near me in Chicago. There's two in Chicagoland.
Well, because I've got two near me. I've got Columbus and Cincinnati.
Oh yeah. So I bounced between the both of them.
Oh, maybe I'm going to be getting two cards.
And then if you get the wifey to go with you, you get
4 cards.
Get the kid to go with you, you got 6.
Boo, scammer in chat.
Don't do this to me. I just got my tax back. Don't do this to me.
Oh, how many kids you got? You got
kids save
so
my
you got 10, you got 14 GPUs coming to you is what you just said to me.
Yeah.
You got 5 kids plus you and the wife. That's 14 GPUs is what I just heard. I did the math. It's sound.
I did the math. It's sound. It adds up. Rub it in. I don't have any. I'm not rubbing it in. I don't have any micro centers. No micro centers here.
Got 2.
I'm not rubbing it in. I feel your pain.
We have a scammer.
I got it a minute ago.
Oh.
It just took forever.
Right.
How many people banned him all at the same time?
Right.
We got all these wrenches.
I was like, it looks like you got it.
I got him.
Fox got the win. It's like a game. Who gets the dub?
Who's got the best ping here?
Right. And it's kind of funny because
Scammer must have been closer to you.
No, they've that bot had to have subscribed.
We don't have subscriber chat on, not on DCA.
I thought I turned it on, unless somebody turned it off.
I don't see it's not on this chat.
Well, when you're subscribed, you're not going to see it. Oh, I don't have it on.
It's going to look like it's on.
It is now.
I'm looking at DCA chat.
Yeah, it is now. I just made it. Now you have to be a subscriber for 5 minutes.
Suckers.
And everybody just got kicked out of chat.
No,
So
they
are
could
we-
be in chat still. They just won't be able to chat. I had to do this on my on Crypto and Hot Rods because as I'm gaming, I was getting inundated by like 15 or 20 in an hour. So
Dude,
I put the
the,
subscriber only chat gone.
Yeah.
That's how I know I'm not YouTube famous yet.
I
I
listen to
don't
like
have any.
some like
I
music
don't have any
channels.
impersonators yet.
Yeah, hell yeah, yeah.
I listen
There
to some
isn't any
music channels.
WhatsApp.
Mikel already had one.
Yeah, I get a lot of them.
I don't know how he gets them, and I don't. I'm kind of. I mean, I'm not mad, but I'm a little jealous at the same time. It's kind of weird, isn't it?
You're crypto and hot rods, so they know that you're armed. No.
Oh, okay, okay. Maybe they know I got pew pews.
Yeah, I go to like some music channels that play like live music 24/7 on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it'll be like lo-fi radio if I'm working.
Oh yes.
And dude, it's just the chat is nothing but those. Like it's nothing but the scam. Like same link that you just seen. It's like all you see in chat. Just because they don't watch. They don't care. But then you go there and you're like, hope no one ever clicks into this place.
Right.
I'm here for the music, and that is it. Don't touch anything. Don't talk to no one. Just listen to the music.
Somebody banned Keeper of the Code. He said he's still here spamming.
Oh, you're out.
You're out. Done. You're out of here.
Skedoodle.
Well, it is over that 1 hour mark, guys.
Show.
It is getting kind of warm where I'm sitting at with all the lights on me and my mining room right there. It's a little warm. I think I need to open up. I think I need to open up a window.
I'm glad you're warm. I moved my household rigs out to the garage like a little early. It's like 20 degrees outside here, and I'm sitting next to this intake. Like, ooh.
My house might be getting a little quiet in the future here. So, and I might actually have to use the furnace for the first time in a few years.
Make sure it still works.
Right? I know, right? Be like,
Yeah, no, I haven't had my furnace on. Oh, this is the first year I've been able to not need my furnace at all.
Well, I'm running ASICs and GPUs, so there's plenty of heat. Plenty of heat.
I was thinking actually about getting an S19 and just sticking it in my ductwork for my house.
You got to have a dedicated 30 amp circuit to it of 220.
Oh yeah, I've got two of those right behind me.
I'm just saying it's got to be like a dedicated circuit because you're about to use every bit of it.
Oh yeah,
the code stockx.com website you really guys talking about. Yeah, stockx.com. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I wire everything now. I use I put L6 30 plugs on dedicated 30 amp circuits.
Nice.
Yep. I used I used all the super thick ass gauge fucking electric dryer 220 wiring on there.
Yeah, I run the Nerd Gears PDUs off of the plugs. I'm actually kind of salty because I bought
just do trip lights.
I literally bought a set of 6 PDUs from them, and the week after I bought the PDUs, they listed the metered PDUs, and I was like, I would have bought those over the standard PDUs, and I was like salty. So now I'm looking at having to, because I don't want to replace all the PDUs I have with new PDUs because that's just expensive. So now I'm looking at buying the old Space Goats boxes and building those into the outlets.
Yeah, I've
got 2 of them that I've got to hook up to.
I just bought one of the PDUs from Nerd Gears, but it's from Panda. but he asked if I wanted if it was okay that it was non-metered, and I was like, yeah, because I have a metered box on my wall that I installed. So,
well, that's my problem. Is right now I'm just shotgunning it. Like I know I've tested most of these cards. I know roughly what they're drawing, so I overestimate slightly. Code. And
make me cringe over there.
That's how I'm doing it right now. But I feel like I'm not running at capacity, like full capacity, because I'm being maybe a little too safe.
You have like way more headroom than you think you do.
Probably.
You're like, I don't want to go over 80%.
And then you got Keeper
of the Code. I'm not even over 50.
Then you got Keeper of the Code playing Back to the Future with like trying to plug in with him in between his lightning strike.
Line up with the aluminum wiring and pray. You scare me.
Right.
People like you, they give me like nightmares.
Right. The other guy and that one guy splitting up 220.
That guy he doesn't give me nightmares. He just makes me scratch my head of like why you would do that.
Right.
Why you would run 220 and then stepping down to 110.
You know, because power supplies are here sold in the United States are not the same as the power supplies sold in Europe.
I guess, man.
That's what he said in one of the videos, dude. I died. He's like, this is an American PDU or a PSU. It needs to be running at 110. I fucking walked away.
Apparently, you don't read the side of your PDU.
He's
PSU.
Pointing at the sticker, bro.
Oh, come on, man.
I was fucking dying, dude. Fucking tears rolling down my face, and I'm sitting there going,
you can't
fucking breathe. You're laughing so hard. It's been 5 minutes since you breathed in. You're like,
I still remember I got into, like, when I first got into crypto, I was all over Reddit. Reddit was where I lived, basically.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And yeah, I got onto a thread, and this guy had asked, simple question. He's like, I bought an S9. Can I run it on a 110 outlet, 15 amp circuit? And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like, no.
You need 20 amp minimum, bro.
I was like, if not a
5 amp shy
of your wiring, I was like, in the way your house is currently configured, I was like, no. I was like, that's 1,400 watts easy on a fucking S9. I was like. And this guy comes in and he's like, well, you shouldn't say that because he can do that if he wants to. And I'm like, showing him the math. I'm like, no, he can't.
It's like, no. He is correct. But, you know, I don't know about you, bro, but I don't like toasters to be my house. It's
you
like,
totally do it.
As an electrical, like, I don't have the engineering license or the certificates, but I excel at fucking electrical. It's like, okay, you want to turn your fucking household wire into a Canthenol wire that's in your toaster? By all means, power to you. I hope you got insurance.
It's almost as bad as Gold Shell trying to sell you a 600 watt gold standard power
300 watt power supply.
No, it's 600 watts, gold standard, and they will say you can run 4 boxes off of it.
Oh yeah,
each box pulls 200 watts, bro. That's over 600 watts already. Yep. I'm just saying that's bad news bears if you do that. You're asking to burn some stuff up.
I have an active ad posted saying that I'm buying crypto hardware, and some guy asked me, he's like, hey, I got a KD6 and I can't run it. Would you buy it from me?
Oh, why can't you run it?
Well, yeah, I asked him that. I was like, well, why can't you run it? And he's like, I don't have the voltage that I need to run it. And I was like, I was like, wait a minute.
About that before?
You pre-ordered this and bought it.
Paid duty tax.
Paid duties. Right? And didn't have an outlet to run it because he thought he could just plug it into the wall like anything else.
If he was selling it for 15 grand, I'd be all over it.
Well, no, he was wanting significantly more than that.
Oh yeah, they wanted like $30 to $45,000, dude.
I'm just sitting there.
No, if he pre-ordered it, he got it for dirt fucking cheap, bro.
I'm sitting there, I'm like, dude, I was like, I'm a residential miner. I was like, I don't have that much liquid capital because I buy GPUs all the time. I was like, I have liquid capital, but I don't have like 30 grand in liquid capital to like buy this off of you. I was like, no thanks. Hard pass.
Very correct, Techman.
And somebody else was trying to sell me these KD boxes, like the very basic ones, and I'm like, and they're like quoting me, they're like, well, they make like $8-9 a day right now, and I was like, yeah, right now. I was like, the KD6s are still shipping. I was like, they're not going to make nothing here by the end of April. I was like, you'll be lucky to make $3 a day off of that thing. And I was like,
I remember
KD boxes make a killing still.
I remember being able to mine that on FPGA.
But I mean, I know the general gist of ASICs. I might not buy them that frequently, but I know when a new generation comes out, profitability for the lower generations tends to go kaput.
I would disagree with that as a general statement, and the reason why I say that is that all it does is it muscles the hardware out of inefficient miners' hands, and they go to secondary markets, which then get picked up by more efficient miners that can run that hardware.
Well, that's not an argument though, because your basic argument is that yes, the profitability has dropped, but it's okay because my electric is cheaper than yours. Like, no, that's not the same thing.
No, it from a business standpoint, yes, it's all about efficiency. The most efficient business wins always.
Because I mean,
if you're running at 9.5 cents a kilowatt hour, and I'm getting 3.5 cents a kilowatt hour, I can mine your old hardware and have the profitability that you once had.
Well, because I mean, like
it's like saying
in
that
2019 they were selling S9s on pallets for $50 a pop.
Yep.
Like, I mean, you could buy S9.
Bro,
now it's $1,000.
I saw your comment earlier today, and I was like, every time I see someone like selling S9s, and I'm like, what? Like,
oh yeah,
I can't, man, dude. It's like full fucking circle, man. Like,
there's a guy
makes my brain hurt.
945 minimum order quantity. He's selling like shipping pallets full of these things, and they're like S9s and S9Js, like 13.5, 14 terahash.
So for somebody who's in a region that is at 2 cents a kilowatt hour, and there are people at home residential.
DogeLord.
There are residential miners that are in areas where they're at 2 cents a kilowatt hour. Why would you sit there and say that, discredit them because they couldn't afford that hardware when it was new, but they could afford it when you are no longer efficient with them? And they are. So it's better having a full circle with hardware versus a bunch of fucking e-waste. So I look at it. I look at it from the point of view of just the business side of it. If I'm more efficient than you, then I can get my hardware cheaper than you and still run it.
That's crazy, dude. An S9J, 14 terahash to be specific, on 2 cent kilowatt hour now, still makes over $2 a day.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, BTC's still up over we're at 34 right now.
Did we drop down again? I thought we were close to 40 grand.
Okay, yeah. No, we're at 39.
Yeah, 39.1, yeah, as of now.
So I'm refreshing to see if my lottery miner has made me rich yet. Hang on.
An S9J, same S9J, at 5 cents per kilowatt hour, makes $1 a day.
Yep.
I have an S9 and I just turned it into a lottery miner. I was just like, I was like, maybe it'll clear a block in my lifetime, maybe it won't.
An S9J, 14 terahash miner, same miner, at the nation average of 10 cents per kilowatt hour. You were losing You are losing 60 cents per day.
I'm sitting at like, I don't know. I'm actually
5 cent difference.
I'm gonna really see on this next bill cycle what my true electric rate is, because my electric company did that crap where they estimate your bill. And I called them and I was like, you gotta be kidding me, because like I just got the garage up. So like January I had like 10,000 kilowatt hours of usage. February I had like 13,000 kilowatts of usage. And now coming into this bill cycle, it's like 348. And I'm like, 348? I was like, you got to be shitting me. I was like, how do you do that?
I've got my S9. Well, it's making a little over $1 a day. So I mean, I don't mind my S9.
So next month, because they're reading my meter this next month. So this next month, I'm going to effectively have 2 months worth of electric on a single bill. And I'm going to see if they have, because I know my residence has tiers. So if I go over X number of usage in a 30-day cycle, they increase my bill slightly. But because my garage is a light commercial rate, I don't know if it has tiers or not. So far, it's been getting cheaper the more I've used, but we'll really see what my true electric rate is here soon. I've been at
usually 6. As soon as you're on commercial rates, it's how the tier goes backwards.
Oh, okay.
It's the opposite of residential. Residential's the more power you use, the more expensive it gets.
Well, because I was at 6.5 cents in February, and now my usage is going to show is almost double that for March. Well, no, April bill. So I'm going to have like 26,000 kilowatt hours on a single bill, and we're going to see how cheap my electric gets.
Hell yeah, we do, DogeLord.
Oh yeah, that's right. Dan the Dane went off to Ukraine, didn't he?
Yeah, he's going to fight in the war.
Yep, he's a medic.
Yep.
Well, I happen to have a glass to toast with here. To Dan the Dane, wish you all the best. Come back safe.
Oh yeah,
Crypto fam.
Godspeed, buddy.
I was talking with him last night. So, yep. He's gonna go in it for the medic stuff, and I told him keep NATO out of there. Don't let NATO start World War III. Russia's not fighting Nazis in Ukraine. They're fighting Nazis in the United States government. That I didn't vote for. They were appointed, not voted.
Right.
Biden, let's go, Brandon.
FJP.
All right, so everybody, definitely smash that Lizzie like button if you haven't already. Subscribe, hit the bell notification, check to see if the bell notification's there. If you'd like to hang out with us and you haven't done so already, join the Discord. Links down below. And like I was saying earlier, join the Patreon if you'd like to get some of our behind-the-scenes mining knowledge and be privy to an offer that may or may not happen at an undisclosed location in somewhere USA. I'm just saying. And it might be beneficial, and you might find value in what may or may not ever be offered. You never know. Take the gamble, take the risk, FOMO in, and join the Patreon. And then after that, guys, we've got cool stuff going on during the week. We got the man Mikkel over there with the DGen stuff. We got him doing the play to earn stuff. Yo, he's got some cool stuff. We got Jay the weatherman giving that Bitcoin forecast. Yo, telling us if it's going to go up or it's going down. We got to know these things. This stuff's important.
That's right. Yo, much love to you too there, DogeLord.
Thank you, DogeLord. Yo.
That's right. Rock on, Golden Wolf. Stay savage for sure.
Yo. Yes.
Much love, fame. Ship for the win. I don't know about all that, Tech Man.
No, man, we're gonna end with that. Shib, come on.
No.
Bitcoin to the moon.
Right.
Yo.
Yo. Oh, and with that, guys, we're gonna cut it right here. Definitely smash that Lizzie like button, and we'll see you all on the next one, guys. Yo, and stay savage. Woo!